Good afternoon, everybody. This is going to be a quick demo showing you a little bit about how to create a landscape piece. And I did this really rapidly. It's sped up, yes, but I did it really fast on purpose just to show you what's called a gesture drawing. It's kind of just to capture the general form of something rather than all the realistic details and such. But let's get started. Okay, I'm creating a landscape, and it doesn't have to be flat. I decided to make kind of these hills, and remember to stagger your forms and treat each area as a new plane in and of itself. And a plane is basically starts and ends where another plane hits it. And remember, as things get far away, they get tighter and more compact together. As you can see, the hills get smaller the further off they get, unless there's something that pops up out of the ground, just like these mountains here. And so, naturally, those mountains aren't going to conform to getting a lot more tighter like the hills. But you can still overlap even your mountains as you draw. So I'm drawing just kind of a form here. This is just going to be a little scene from the Hell Roaring Plateau, kind of, up in Red Lodge. When my family, we used to go hiking there a lot when I was little. And typically with a gesture drawing, you're just trying to capture the form and the flow and the energy of the piece. You're not really going for a realistic detail image. Gestures are used to, for your thumbnails a lot of times. So if you're going to make like a real crazy painting that takes a lot of time, then you might want to do something like this in advance just to plan it out. And so I'm starting with a pre-drawing, and I'm going over the top of it, and I'm adding like these hatching marks for all the grass and stuff, and adding shadow. So consider the light source in the piece. I've considered where everything's at, and right now I'm working on the foreground, and the foreground has the most detail. And so as I'm drawing the foreground, it's going to have all the blades of grass, all the stuff that we can see because it's really close to us. As we get further and further away, those details are going to get smaller and maybe even non-existent and just turn into values in and of themselves. So what would be grass up front might just be solid blocks of tone in the midground, and off in the distance, even more so, less detail. So that's atmospheric perspective. How much detail you put in it is a great way to give the illusion of depth. Not only that, but how big and thick your lines are up close versus how making them thin and broken and very faint as they get far away. So I'm just layering in some detail here and not getting too concerned about value or shading right now. I'm just kind of using my shading techniques to create forms, as you can see, the shadow and the grass. So now just going in, I wanted to frame the image so I know what the heck to do in the middle ground. So just using values and such, conforming it to a light source. I'm going over my pre-drawing and I'm increasing the detail in some areas. And again, one thing you can do, don't be afraid to draw using your shading techniques. You see the top of that hill in the middle ground that I just did. I'm using hatching to draw that, not lines. So that's a great way to make something look realistic in your work, even if it's just using these strokes and these line drawings. So very general. This gives you an idea of landscape, how to draw it. As you see, I didn't draw a horizon line. I had that kind of in my mind the whole time I'm drawing. Really no need for vanishing points because there's nothing that is going off into the distance quite so much. You could be mindful of where a vanishing point would be when drawing like the rocks and the picnic basket and such. But that's just comes with practice. And so in order to give depth, I'm giving each plane kind of a layer of its own value and tone. And I'm going in here and just kind of increasing the detail in some areas to pull it out, adding some ridges and such. So I hope you found this helpful. Just a great exercise for you to do. You could do something like this in 15-20 minutes just for fun, and making some areas lighter to give it atmospheric perspective. Alright, so I look forward to seeing you in class, and feel free to rewind and watch the vid again just to kind of watch it take form. What you do in class in real time is often the exact same thing you'll see me do in the demos. So have fun with it, and I'll talk to you later.